Hello. I found this article published in eLife in June 22nd, 2021. Very interesting. The study is by the group of Martin Picard, Columbia University, and they've been quantifying and mapping the human hair graying and its reversal. This study, for the first time, with some complicated methods of acquiring images, and then there is a profile of hard pigmentation patterns with a mathematical modeling of the images, and proteomic studies to study the effects of stress on the graying of the hair and the reversibility, because again, the interesting part of the study is that we knew that when people are super stressed, they have a graying of the hairs. But what this paper shows for the first time is that this graying is partially reversible if the stress is kept under control. So if people, they meditate, they do mindfulness, they take care of their psychological, emotional health by building a discipline of finding the right time to rest and spend time, exercising, nature, eating better, having more friends. There are different techniques that I've explained in some of my books, and where you can take care of this constant stress that we are exposed to in our modern society. But what is, I think, interesting is that this comprehensive study of imaging and modeling of the imaging and mitochondrial, proteomics profiling and all these techniques. Again, as these authors are describing, the hair can be like the three rings that hold information about the past decades of the biological history of a tree, and the hair in some way can be the same. So it tells the person's biological history and could be used, to monitor the effects of different intervention on biological aging. In particular, in this study, the effects of stress, the high exposure to catecholamines and cortisol, the stress hormones that based on these analyses are changing metabolic pathways and mitochondrial function that is responsible for the production of melanin, that is the molecule that is basically responsible for the color of our hairs. And again, the important message of this very comprehensive study, I suggest you to read, in my, I'm gonna post, in the video, the link of this article. But as you can see here, they did hair imaging, the digitization of these high resolution imaging done, with microscopic techniques. They did electron microscopy of the hairs, and then they did the hair shaft proteomics, and what else? They also did retrospective assessment of life events and stresses in these participants. They measured the hair shaft mitochondrial DNA quantification, and the mathematical modeling of the grain dynamics across the lifespan of these human beings. So very, very well done, I think, study, and very, very provocative and interesting. Again, very fascinating and very promising in terms of trying to make sense of how lifestyle factors, including stress, are impacting our biological age, and how we can take care and revert some of these damages of our unhealthy lifestyles. As always, thank you for listening.